Let's call a lol. The balance to the apostles of great stone. Shalom to the brothers and the island by preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty. I'm the Brother Shapar.
Baraka Bosh.
Yeah, I was asked a question yesterday, you know, why the people just gullible with whatsoever is going on. You know what I mean? And there are many factors at play. You know, first, you know, the Heavenly Father who basically ordained all that's happening right now. You know, and the very mere fact that people are sheep, you know, and they are to be led. You know, and at this point, who the people see as their leaders now, you know what I mean, they're gonna work with them 100%. But the mechanism that the leaders today in the society use to lead the people, you know what I mean, you have certain sciences like social engineering or social conditioning, all right, which basically them used to sway public opinion, you know what I mean. So the opinion of the people basically is being engineered, you know what I mean, and for a specific reason, because there's an agenda that he want to bring out on the planet, man, right? And that agenda is to lead the people into a new world order, you know. So it's going to use all these different mechanisms in order to coerce the people into a new world order, and that's what's going on now. So we see we can bring out some information on how these processes go, you know. So the brother can start.
So we're gonna start with a quote from a former Chicago mayor, which was actually popularized by Winston Churchill.
Right.
But the quote is from Rahm Emanuel. He said, "You never let a serious crisis go to waste."
Right.
And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things you think you could not do before.
Right. So on a normal circumstance, you couldn't do them thing here.
Right.
Seeing now,
couldn't do curfew.
Yeah.
Couldn't lock down a city.
Yeah, you know.
You couldn't tell people say them have to come to supermarket at particular times.
Right.
Wear ID, wear masks.
Right.
You know.
Seeing, so the question is, what does the government out here in Jamaica or worldwide, or the governments worldwide want to achieve, you know what I mean, with a crisis like this? Okay. There are many talks of bringing in national identification systems, or digital certificates, or, you know,
digital currencies
and all that, which a lot of that that being that seed has been sown in the people's mind by mainstream media. Right. You know what I mean?
Surveillance.
Yep. So that is what really them need the people to basically conform to. You know, so whatsoever idea them put out there is using a gradualistic type of method, putting it out there like it being like a buzzword. So every time you hear the word, it's like you start associate a certain thing with it.
Right. It has an insidious effect.
Isn't it? You know?
Remember the movie Focus, when we try to get the man to bet for one particular number, them keep on show him the number all day throughout the day. So he gets seeped in him subconscious. So when them ask him to bet on a number on the field, him bet a number there. It wasn't something random. Him get conditioned into it, yo, and you people are being conditioned right now, seeing to elicit a particular response and to beg for a particular solution which was already pre-prepared to give you. Right?
Because in Jamaica now they want to pass the NIDS,
right?
You know, and it get thrown out. So now the Prime Minister gonna use the crisis in order to bring it in.
Right, as an opportunity.
To bring it in.
Right.
You know, because under normal circumstance, you would not accept it.
Right.
You know, just as it proved a few months back, you know, it was thrown out. Now the thing is, there is an agenda, you know what I mean, by the world elite, you know, and the, basically what they want to do is implement, you know what I mean, a digital identification system, data-driven, a biometric identification system. So it come under certain agents, like certain what I call it now? Like ID 2020
alliances.
Alliances like what Microsoft and all of them come together to bring the ID 2020 that they can get an ID system on the blockchain.
Gavi and them people.
Gavi, yeah, all of them people. You can do the research. We'll go through other videos basically showing you how ID 2020 go. You know what I mean? So Jamaica is one of them countries that is on board with that. So this crisis that basically you people are being scared with. You know what I mean? It's a PsyOps game. It's a PsyOps basically to lead you into a specific identification system, which you're going to receive the mark of the beast at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, they're going to implement or they're going to mandatory chip everybody.
Right,
that's the end all be all.
Right,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah. All right, so this article is from the Jamaica Observer, I believe. Yep, March 28, 2020. So just a couple of weeks back. Government vows to push national ID system.
Right.
Right. And we have a clip here from the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, right, speaking about the situation.
So discussed putting the NIDs on a faster track to implementation. It is clear that if we had the national system of identification, then it would be far easier for the government to provide this kind of individualized benefit system that would be to the benefit of all. The truth is we now don't have that system. We are behind in its implementation. We still have new legislation to bring to the cabinet and to the parliament, but we cannot waste a crisis.
Okay. So first him say we are behind in its implementation. Right. So there's a deadline. You know what I mean? Which basically them gone beyond that point.
Yeah, 2020 now.
Because 2020 now, and the agenda is to get everybody under this identification system in 2020.
Right. And it's 2020 now.
And 2020 now, and it's still not implemented yet.
Right.
You know? So basically you hear him quote the quote that was coming from Winston Churchill to the
Hillary Clinton,
and all them money here said, right, never put a good crisis to waste.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's coming with the same quote. You know what I mean? So he's he's about to bring in something that you wouldn't accept in normal circumstances. So I'm gonna ride on the back of the crisis in order to bring in this. You know what I mean?
Right. So, and that's pretty much tying into what we're gonna bring out next, which is called the Hegelian dialectic. Which is something that was started off by the German philosopher George William Friedrich Hegel in the 1800s. So we're gonna read a little bit about it now. This is from the JeremiahProject.com website. It says, understanding the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. It said, to better understand the New World Order strategy behind the crises we experience, just like the one we experience now, it is important to first understand problem, reaction, solution, or the Hegelian dialectic from the German philosopher George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. Right? It said it is stated by Heinrich Moritz, whatever that last name is, as comprising 3 dialectic stages of development: a thesis giving rise to a reaction, an antithesis which contradicts and negates the thesis, and then a tension between the two resolved by the means of a synthesis. Right? David Icke explained the manipulation techniques and calls it problem, reaction, solution. Right? So the thesis is the problem that elicits is the problem, isn't it? And then the antithesis is the reaction, isn't it? The controlled opposition, and then the synthesis is a solution for the government already prepared to give you, isn't it? So it go down to say it works like this: the manipulating body covertly creates a problem and then directs the media to incessantly focus on it without recourse. Right? The problem could be anything: a war, financial crisis, a rush of child abductions, or a terrorist attack. The power of the media can create the false perception that a big problem exists, even if it doesn't. Once you have created this problem, you make sure that an individual or a group or an aspect of society is blamed, which they might know, isn't it? It said this then rallies the population behind a desperate lunge for a solution to the problem. Something must be done. Right? The people that created the problem in the first place then come back in and offer the solution that the people demand. Remember, the people screaming for a solution do not know that the problem was artificially created in the first place. The solution to the problem is always a further curtailment of freedom and an advancement of one or more aspects of the New World Order agenda.
And that's the reason why he mentioned never put that good crisis to waste, because under normal circumstances, people want to give up them freedom. You know what I mean? So we're gonna trick you into it. You know what I mean? Using fear. You know, so the fear, people fearing, you know what I mean, this corona, you know, might as well be a boogeyman. You know, people dying anyway, but hey, who to tell how they are dying? You know what I mean? But anyway, you know, seeing so they used fear in order to get the people in a certain mindset, you know what I mean? Basically the same tactic that you would use a sheep, you know, and using a sheepdog, you know what I mean? You guide the sheep wherever you want them to go, and that's what people are. You have a terminology what them call the regular people, the regular serf, sheep. You know what I mean? So you people are a bunch of sheep. You know what I mean? Which nothing wrong with being a sheep, because that's how you were created. You were created to have a shepherd.
But what shepherd?
But a righteous shepherd. Right. You know what I mean? This shepherds that basically over the sheep now, they are wicked shepherds, man. You know what I mean? And that's what the scripture said.
All right, so you go down to say from Nero burning down Rome to Hitler burning the Reichstag, power mad leaders across the decades have manufactured crises in order to present the public with situations where their police state solutions make sense. Right? So the problem reaction solution paradigm. The government creates or exploits a problem, blaming it on others, false flag. The people react by asking the government for help, willing to give up their rights. The government offers a solution that was planned long before the crisis.
Like right now, seeing there's an opinion poll on the local media. Basically, the first time the opinion poll speaking about a total lockdown, the first time you have opinions coming up that why not use a day shutdown instead of a night shutdown.
Why not shut down the entire country?
Why not shut down the entire country?
Just one parish.
And these are polls coming in. Who to tell if there are actual polls coming from actual people?
Right.
You know what I mean? Regular citizens. It can be an engineered situation where it's been suggested to you. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing that more than one individual asking for it, you're jumping on the bandwagon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Seeing, I'm read a quote before we go to the bandwagon effect. Right, it said the Hegelian dialectic applied throughout history. It said Adolf Hitler burned his own Reichstag building in 1933 to blame it on his political enemies. He would later declare that terrorism is the best political weapon, for nothing drives people harder than a fear of sudden death.
Right.
And that's what's happening now, yo.
Right.
You see me? People fear sudden death from this virus, this phantom menace. You see me? So that them move,
which the mortality rate is much
2%. You see me? So
2% mortality rate.
So the influence, you see me, and them driven to giving up them rights. People begging the prime minister to lock down the country.
Lock we up.
Yeah, people
lock we out.
People saying that them gonna call the police on them own family and them own friends. Why? Because of the fear of sudden death. Right? Nothing drives people harder than a fear of sudden death.
I could bring out two precept, brother, because I don't want to go too far and the description come
out. Man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, right? And I'll start from verse 10. It said, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Right, so my people are led as a flock to the slaughter. Because you're a flock, man. You know what I mean? That's what that's what was going on earlier. That look, you're just like sheep that's being herded into a slaughterhouse.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the leaders are basically above you. They are the ones basically leading you to the path of this destruction, because at the end of the day, these men, the plan of these men ultimately is to cull the population.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is a depopulation agenda, because a lot of these men are a bunch of eugenicists. You know what I mean? You people don't know of those terminology because guess what? You don't do any research. You know what I mean? So you don't know that you have evil men get set up on the earth in order to bring judgment upon the world, man.
You know what you people are TikTok addicts. That's what you people are.
Right?
Yeah, go on. Isaiah 9:16, for the leaders of these people cause them to err. Right. And the key word here is cause them
to err.
You see me? And they that are led of them are destroyed. You see me? So your opinions, your actions, your beliefs, your whatever you accept as normal is caused by the men who lead you, yo. And you don't realize it.
It's been engineered, man. A motherfucker can bring out that
Okay. All right. So this is from psychologytoday.com. So when it published, December 30, 2015. It's a riding the bandwagon effect. I'll read a particular paragraph here. So, right. It said, then there is what has become known as the bandwagon effect. Researchers have long identified the impact of social conformity in shaping how people think and act. Along with explaining new trends in fashion or popular fads like TikTok, right? This bandwagon effect can also influence how people would be likely to vote on important issues, like state lockdown. Many voters often prefer not to make an informed choice before voting and simply choose to mimic the behavior of other voters instead.
Just like your opinion poll, man.
Yeah, go on. Right. It's if a poll predicts that a certain candidate will win by a landslide, could voters actually be persuaded to vote for this candidate themselves? It's according to the theory of social impact proposed by psychologist Bib Latin, attitudes and behaviors are influenced by how we view other people. If a candidate is seen as having majority support,
the question is, not cut the brother, but the question is, why is this a science and you don't expect it you don't expect them to use them thing here practically? Because you can go and study these things. You have institute like the Tavistock Institute, you know what I mean, who teach you these things, you know what I mean, who set up different engineering, social engineering thing across the earth, you know what I mean. But hey, what you think them have it in the first place, and I expect them to actually rehearse it or do it practically? Yeah, them not just have it and just say, oh, this is a thing and just remain a thing without we even use it. It's been used daily. And we can see the trend. When you go on social media, you have a thing we call trending, this thing trending, you know what I mean? And people go according to the trends, you know what I mean? And all those trends basically are. Remember that thing with young, what's the style it name, that song there, something there? Full song there from make it Gangnam style, and everybody just pick it up because it seems
the first video to go a billion
view just like that without nobody even view it. So some people just look on it and say the amount of views and say, oh,
it must good. So
it must good. So everybody just gone into it. Yeah, that's how it is, man. Yeah.
Right. And what I know is that opinion polls pretty much serve as influencing opinion. So what you can do is you can synthesize one poll. It might not. It don't have to be real. You can just say, okay, this is the opinion of everybody, or of a particular set. Once you look on that now and say, okay, this is so people think. Subconsciously, you're gonna start to gravitate toward that opinion. Herd mentality, yo. So the next article they want to bring out. This is verywellmind.com. All right, it says, how does conformity influence behavior? So conformity involves changing our behavior in order to fit in or go along with the people around you. In some cases, the social influence might involve agreeing with or acting like the majority of people in a specific group, or it might involve behaving in a particular way in order to be perceived as normal by the group. Isn't it?
Like some doctrine that we bring out from the scriptures. You have people you have people who lick out against them thing because them in one settings now where everybody believe the thing according to the Western custom. I have a westernized mind. So they basically conform to that. So if you speak something separately from that, you look upon as, oh yeah, about barbarian or terrorists or whatsoever, you know what I mean? You know, certain doctrine like when they come on to rape, you know, or deal with that
marriage age and
marriageable age, a lot of things that bring out of the scriptures, man. You know,
right. So I pretty much bring out some precepts now. This is Jeremiah 50 verse 6. It said, my people have been lost sheep.
Gone.
Their shepherd have caused them to go astray.
Gone.
They have turned them away on the mountains.
Gone.
They have gone from mountain to hill.
Gone.
They have forgotten their resting place.
Right.
Right. This is
forgotten everything, your name, you know what I mean, your heritage, you know, your Lord.
Right. And here you are begging to be locked up by the enemy.
You're a true shepherd. You know what I mean?
Begging to be locked up by the enemy now. All right, Jeremiah 23 verse 1. Woe to the pastors that have destroyed and scattered the sheep of my pastor, saith the Lord. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock, driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings,
so
saith the Lord.
First judgment coming down on these politicians are basically playing the PsyOps game. These leaders are basically playing the PsyOps game on the people, you know what I mean? And the so-called white man, mainly the judgment is for the so-called white man, but everybody else will keep this PsyOps going on, man.
Right.
It's a psychological operation taking place. You know? So everybody's gonna have to pay for that.
Right.
Yeah.
He said, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of our countries where they have driven them, which is the elect. Right. And I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So this word that's going out is me according to Baruch. He said, the word of the Most High is gathering, is elect. He said, and I will set up shepherds, which those shepherds begin with the apostles of Great Millstone and down. I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, neither be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? And again, this is the Messiah speaking. This is St. John 10, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. So all these PsyOps, what the elite are run upon the earth, the sheep are the Most High.
Now I'm gonna hear another one apart from the Lord Yahweh, man. Now I'm gonna hear another. You know
right, he said there shall none of them get plucked out of my hand, yo. You're not gonna lose any of them, yo. So none of the elect, the scripture say, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect, but it's not possible, yo.
So it's a great deception is upon the planet right now, man. Great deception.
Yeah, a precept there. Deceive the very elect. See if we can't find it. Right, this is Matthew 24, verse 24. But there shall arise false Christ and false prophets that shall show great signs and wonders. And it's not the so-called white man showing great signs and wonders, yo. But them bring out a video the other day with the young girl who have the chip implant inside her, the ad there, but she can look up big things using her brain and everything there. That's signs and wonders, yo. You see me? The fact that you can video call somebody by the next end of the earth and see them and talk to them in real time, that's signs and wonders, yo. You see me? It's in so much that if it were possible, they should see the very elect, but it's not possible. You see me? The Yahweh Shai say, yo, none that is lost, none that is given to him is lost, yo. You see me? You have something else you want to bring out?
Yeah, we can just bring out social engineering. As defined. It's an actual science, man. You know, it's a social science. You know.
Right. So social engineering, defined by the dictionary as the use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of a society.
Right. So the Hegelian dialectic fall under the science, man. You know what I mean? So these things, the powers that be, this is what them put all them effort in. Them diligently do this, man. While you're diligently trying to shake your ass, finding the next way you're gonna party, you know what I mean, and them thing there. This is what these men diligently do. Diligently finding a way to control your mind. To sway to sway opinions. You know what I mean? To direct the earth in the position where they want them to be in. You know what I mean?
Right, shalom to the brother them on the comment board.
Shalom.
Tune in.
Shalom. Precept there? Is a precept in force?
No, a precept. Pretty much that's similar. Already have not a precept.
Yeah. Okay, so precept. Not a precept.
What? Not a precept, man. Alright, cut.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can always find one next sheep precept. And let's drop it up there. So. Right. Alright, see. Psalm 44 verse 22. He said, "Yea, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as a sheep for the slaughter, yo."
Gone.
You see me?
Yeah.
Alright. Pretty much it, that's still.
And that's what basically gonna happen to the majority of our people. You know, you're gonna be quantified. You know what I mean? Hey, that's what the so-called white man doing, man. It's basically trying to detect everything, you know, every object on the earth, man, using this 5G technology. You know what I mean? That's a proper breakdown for 5G, you know, faster internet that you can connect everything in society like a node. You know what I mean? You know, whether it want to be a human being, a car, your appliances, you know, everything around you have sensors, man. That's what that's what 5G is gonna allow these different devices to communicate on a faster rate. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? With so this man is about to chip everybody. You know what I mean? Get rid of who he want to get rid of, but right now he's gonna use widespread fear to get his plan across, man. And part of that fear is even the famine that is coming, man, and the financial collapse. You know, so just look out for all those things, man. And we'll keep updating you on what's going on. Every morning we're gonna do as the spirit led. We're gonna continue to update on what's basically going on now. You know, so with that we say Kalalalia Washimi Washai. Washimaka Kodash. To the brother them tune in this morning. Yeah.
Shalom.
Shalom.